Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MachinistM. And tonight we got maybe some words are hard. Bit better audio. Tonight I'm going to be trying something a little new. All new for me. Figured I'm not particularly entertaining with my previous commentary, so I'm just going to go stream of consciousness. See what that gets us. So if you're joining me from last time, last thing I got was cast screws, which is going to really help streamline my entire process. Ooh, rainbow, not double though. So that means tonight, this is going to get majorly renovated. What do I got for, oh, I got some spare screws. Yep. Because we need to make things in the thousands now, and that requires a lot more streamlining. So I let things overcook a little bit last stream, which means I've run out of power. So we're gonna have to cut the generators out and reboot everything, I think, maybe. Yeah, that's out of fuel, and that's out of fuel. Nope, no fuel. Some fuel. We'll split that. Oh, crumbs. We don't got enough space to split that. I just might make myself a big dump container. Won't need motors right away. Pyramid copper. All the screws. Or condense. I need some more concrete soon. Okay, that one is out of gas. That one has some gas. Wait. Oh, that one's full right up. Things a little bit neater around here. Maybe. This might or might not work. It said it was lined up. I don't like it when it does not line up. Now are you lined up? There we go. Okay. Get that percolating. In the meantime, let's get some fuel. I'm going out this direction in a bit. I'll pick up the foliage. to keep that off because in 1.2, with auto pick up foliage, it auto picks up stuff off the belts, which I'm not a big fan of that. I should really see if that's a setting. Quartz. Go and throw that in my personal constructor and get maybe some more stuff for the quartz level research. Depending on how far we get tonight, we might just get over and start mining some quartz. We'll have to get a coal power plant going first, though. Yeah, we're going to need quite a bit of biomass to tide us over to the next tier of power. As I kind of made a big jump. Okay. For all of those, all that, and all of that. Good, keep things cooking. All tied in by one line. Looks like it. I'm gonna have to get the Caterium set up so I can research switches. Ah, man, these are slow. Oh, slow. Okay, that should get us up and cooking. Ah, you're back. That doesn't bode well. That is a vista. I'd love to jump on that thing, but I don't have the right boots. Busted ankles are not conducive to good function. Right. No, it's not the best amount, but it's more than nothing. It's also more than nothing. I think I might do is just build up the miners, smelters. Put 4 smelters on that, and then ship all the ingots down to base over here. that cook a little bit longer? Or do we? We got. Well, we might have enough plates to start upgrading our logistics. Things moving a little faster. What I might do here is build a storage container. Bridge that onto there. This. Over here, we will put up a lift. Okay. Now we're looking at here. 9. Better. 2. Not so much. On the other hand, yeah, we need the power right away. That can just run until it's loaded up all of our systems. But what I'm going to do here, these are my specials. I'm going to take that off the main grid and run them just off of the biomass generators. here at home. I think I only really need one to run. We'll do 20 megawatts. Plus 4, 15, 19. Okay, I'll run both just for redundancy. Which does mean, oh, I do have some biomass. Fuse blown. Oh, right. Don't need to feed the full grid. May as well get this ready. Don't think that's enough to get me anything really, but add some more from that. How many refined quartz did I need for that? Oh, I needed 20 just to do silica. And I needed 100 and 150 for that. Okay, so never mind.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Yeah, I really want those, but really need some more quartz, which I don't have at the moment. Alright, there was deuterium research I wanted to get done too. Okay, so I need 50 AI things on steel, which I do not have. Plastic for that. I also do not have. I don't have stinger stuff yet either. Oh, hey, I could get that in a hurry. Bank. More inventory is more inventory. We're wasting time. Copper sheet is the bottleneck here. Well, there's deuterium in here. Basically dump my inventory, I think. That, keep that, don't need that. That yet. Don't need that. Gonna have a whole bunch of that. Okay, let us begin deconstruction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these into groups of 4 and rearrange the manufacturing in such a way have a bunch of constructors producing a bunch of materials. Yeah, everything. Dismantle everything. I'm probably going to have a dismantling box. All the stuff. Okay, so we will merge in here. Oh, guess I ran out of power there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just throw this down as a buffer. As close as possible. Leave as much room as possible. That line will probably be plates. This one will be rods. That one will be screws. One will be screws. One needs to be wire. Hopefully, this can grow as I progress. I should get rid of these anyways, because they are all marked 1s. Therefore, a pain in the tuchus to deal with. Here is the last stat. I don't know. There we go. Take it all down. Take it all down. Oh, wait. Right, that's what I was gonna do. I done goofed. But I can fix it. I can fix it. Lay it down this way so I save a bit of more space. Decks there. Oh yeah, forgot. Have music this stream. Some good old-fashioned Edvard Grieg. Old classics that are fortunately copyright free. That are fortunately copyright free. Ugh, jeez. Again, words hard. I think I need to turn down the audio on my factory a little bit. Run up the audio on my music a bit more. I hope that's translating properly. Oh, gotta go into the settings. Ah, yeah. I could go down by about half. Fix it bot. Just a mite loud. Anything else? No, don't understand what the rest of that is. Gameplay. Parent separation. Alright, was turning off arachnophobia mode because GIF cats are immersion breaking. Nope. Okay, that is so much better. Put in earplugs. This is going to be a problem. Maybe. Yeah, definitely going to be a problem. Now let's just share the wealth. How's that gonna... Okay, line right up with that. All nice and cleaned up, so we got a nice clean canvas to play with. in here right away. In progress. That way we can toast that. That's container. Okay. A little backwards from... no. Okay, so we're gonna do another brick. Oh no, never mind. As everything's going, this should all fire up. All fed from that one. Yes. One whole dedicated. One whole dedicated batch. What we shall do now is yeah, just like that. That's kicking it out. And now we'll just do 4. I don't have a blueprint up yet. That makes this bit a whole lot quicker. You can slap down fully assembled, ready to roll. Devices right off the hop. This end we will merge. Ah, very good. Yeah, go out one more. We were sure to have enough space to get link into there. Not that one. Put this to the end. Okay, so this will be my plate line. We'll stir. Paste. 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 And then for power, we're going to do Mark II. Mark II, one of those. grab all my Concerto again. Well, Concerto will do me for a while. Heck. Uh-oh. Tight squeeze. Might have just made a pickle for myself on this other side, too. Mayhaps. Mayhaps not. Oh yeah, that should work out. Hopefully my splitters do not interact with... I don't think it's going to automatically connect. Oh, shit. That's better. This will be my broad line, I think. And again, copy, paste, paste. Okay, copy, paste, paste. Power pole. She's out from there. Man, butter powder. set. On for an hour. Make this easier for us. Cast screws. That way we can just go copy, paste, paste, paste. And run out. Lit. I must have watched that. Oh yeah, that's just slightly offset. But I'm not going to worry about it for the moment. Do a merge off here. And classical music is not used nearly enough. Right. Yeah. Edward Grier had some very iconic tunes. You'll hear them on this stream tonight. You'll recognize them from all kinds of media. But you never know who they're from. Which is a little sad. This one was rods, right? We got a pile of rods. Get rid of those. Okay. This one was plates. Ooh, I forgot to load that up. Do this one too. I did not. Okay. Okay, so this last one is going to be iron. Is that a direct line on that a smelter? Hang close. Oh, I think this will be lined up with any luck. Oh, of course. You need to throw away all the rods. Good not to fall off. Do not need 500 spools or 500 wires. Bunches of those. Yeah. Yeah, looks like it's... Oh, will I have enough space? I will have enough space. And hopefully I still have enough space. Okay, line that up there. Up there. Close to the back end was that. And near flush. And wire. Okay, not damn near flush. Back it off just a touch. Maybe too much of a touch, but I don't really care at this point. Wire. Copy. Okay, maybe I do care. That is triggering matism. Okay, that looks better. Or does it? Yeah. It does not. Yeah. See, here we go. Everybody's heard this tune. It is an iconic tune. is named exactly what everybody thinks it's called. It is morning. How did that screw up? Yeah, well, since we've got everything else there, let's see what I can dump into the research.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go Awesome.
Right. Walls are in the Awesome sink, not an actual upgrade. And I need walls. Actually, take those back. And dump those. So dump off the screws in their appropriate place. I can then take down that last container and reorganize it. Which one was the screws? This was the screws. Screws can go here. get that right? I'll check to be sure. Okay. Oh, and power for that. Okay. Just power for this one. That's just getting a little overwhelming on me. I'm not sure how it's gonna sound to the stream. I can't hear myself talk. Full Mark II. Okay. Everybody hooked up? Yes. Okay. Time to pull the lever. Okay, that's all nice and full. Means I've got fuel backing up. Oh yeah, that'll keep me going for a while. Pull the lever. Connect the big wire to the little wire. $200. Okay, I've got 240 max capacity. Okay, ore is flowing. That means there's 3 miners running. Okay. Constant stream of plates. Constant stream of rods. Constant stream of screws. Ah, it's a thing of beauty. I need a shit pile of wire for something. Okay, got to fix it. Awesome sink and awesome shop. I think my focus should be on power. I'll steal. At least hammer out. Oh. That. Oh, I need Only 150. So give me those back. Oh crap. Yep. Okay, so I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. $500. Don't have enough reinforced plates. Okay. So I need to build an awesome sink. Can I build an awesome sink? I can build an awesome sink. What random detritus can I throw in there? Oh, right, I do have to power this thing too. This will be a pretty big one. Everything's rocking and rolling. Another iconic one. The Hall of the Mountain King. The Opera Peer Gynt. We're at the store. I'll put the sink in the store. Got it. What do I need? I need walls. Walls, walls. Fiber for walls. Do I have walls and just don't realize it? I've got walls and just don't realize it. Derp. The tallest thing in here is my foundry, or my melter. Melter. Boot mode. I can go 3 high. Yeah. Go 3 high. Gotta take 4 meters. Oh, maybe 4 meter was overkill. The concrete. Okay, is this just overloaded? Overloaded or overpowered? Unpowered. Right, because it was running off of one of those. I done goofed. I put things way farther apart than they probably needed to go. Ingots per minute. 30 ingots per minute. So that'll be 20 ingots per minute. 20 ingots per minute. 60 ingots per minute. Do I have the upgrade for... No, still minor mark 1. They're going to be underperforming just a little bit for a while. But that will probably be okay. That's one ticket. I got lots of screws. Screw to screws. All right, have the power. See how much Deuterium gets me tickets. Ah, crap. With buku tickets. At least for the first little bit. I think the real secret of this, though, is the DNA stuff. Okay. Why can I not take that? Weird. protein per TNA capsule. I will take that deal. Some extra ore I can throw in there too. Oh, crap. Screwed up again. I'm not quite intended because I need more screws. That's right. Oh wait, what am I doing with that? I can do this. Build me rotors. Rotors. I think the machines are still a bit too loud. Oh. Yeah. Hopefully I won't get dinged for that. Sound effects, equipment volume, feature volume, factory volume. Yeah, that can go down. Vehicle volume can probably go down too. I don't have any vehicles yet. That is the most important part. Those are important too. But that. No, both of them. Power outlets. Signs would be handy too. Everything shiny. Okay, we're through 12 alien DNA samples in there. Hell, other stuff. And coupons. It's a start. I sure hope that was the upstairs stuff, not the downstairs stuff. That's 3.
As Fixit amply demonstrates, you can never have too much management. Where did you leave your lizard doggos? What's in this storage container? Where did you put the essential components needed to save humanity? Do you wish there was text to prevent you from constantly taking the wrong turn? Disguise your struggles to comprehend the complexity of your surroundings with signs.
Okay, hopefully I can make this work. Okay. Start on the second one in. And all these instructors down here, merrily constructing. It's time to put in some assemblers to merrily assemble. What I will do. Oh. Okay. Let me turn this into my logistics tab. Okay. No. Organization. Yeah. Hole. Ah. Okay, stitched iron plate. So I'm going to need that by the scad. What we do is we get these nice and close. And when you slap on a conveyor lift, we'll just slot right in, like so. Okay, wire. We're just gonna and we need, all right, do need wire for more than just that. Well, it's not gonna like it, but I don't really give a damn. Because I don't have the nice and fancy, I'm gonna run a splitter off of this. That's not too low. It's too low. And it's not lined up. I'll just fix that by doing these. Oh, yeah. It's a start. those yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use it as a placeholder. Get rid of that. Takes up roughly one plate. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, screw it. Put it there. Rotors. Screws and rods. Oh hey, there's screws. That should make things a bit better on that front. Or not. farthest one down. Oh, I will. I'm sorry, I did promise some stream of consciousness, but the consciousness is kind of quiet. Get this set up, and I can start doing commentary on something. I just need the power. Need the power. That's how that works. Okay. Just gotta remember what exact spot on the... It was right here. Okay, why aren't I getting iron rods? The iron rods are not connected. Okay. Well, we've got all the basics. wire, screws, rods, plates. And up top we have reinforced plates and rotors on cook. And okay, that's gonna be 5 every minute, roughly. That's gonna be 4 every minute. I need 50 rotors. At 4, that's gonna be 12 and a half minutes. That. 50 divided by 1.625 in 26 minutes. To which I am going to ask two times 5.625 equals 11.25. 115 divided by 11.25 equals 13 minutes. Okay, let's grab some rotors. I can build another parallel this. Wait. Why was that like that? There we go. Okay. Far ones are that. I'm doing this at the end of my previous playthrough. Is that just too long? And it worked pretty slick, but the problem I have presently is I do not have the right elevation tool. Cover pack is very handy for constructing. Okay. I think I can afford to start upgrading that stuff. So upgrade that to move faster. Okay, I think now it's just a hurry up and wait. For good 10-20 minutes. Yeah. Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to take a short break and set up something new for my stream. Be back shortly. So I figured I'd try my hand at some of this YouTube reaction stuff. I'm more on the really nerdy side. So, come on. Oh, where are you? Ah, here we go. So I am going to be reacting, well, commenting on this little bit of YouTube content. This is Sabine Hossenfelder. She is a theoretical physicist. She, very smart lady, but she's of late, she looks at the latest comings and goings in usually mathematics and physics, and presents it to the rest of us. She's on this one, she's talking about the latest dark matter theory, which I kind of agree with. Honestly, my opinion is dark matter is bullshit. Makes for great fictional content, but it's one of those things that, well, we've been looking for it for 60, 70 years, maybe more. Actively looking at it through both telescopes, astrophysics, and even particle physics, and we found nothing. And for something that's apparently supposed to take up, like, what was it, 80% of the matter in the universe, and we don't find any evidence of it, I'm of the opinion that the people who came up with it and who have been pushing it just can't think of another another way to explain it, or well, it's the whole academia is in a publish or die state. You either publish a paper that gets peer reviewed and get paid, or publish something that's not accepted by the peers and not get paid. And so you end up with a, well, useless degree slinging coffee at Starbucks instead of doing anything actually useful. On the other hand, a lot of these people aren't doing anything useful in the first place. So let's just see what she has to say.
The dark matter mystery just took a weird turn. A group of astrophysicists reanalyzed data of galaxy clusters, and they say that the mass we've been told is missing doesn't seem to be missing after all. Well, that's quite an unexpected answer to an almost 100 years old problem. I've had a look at the paper. I have a confession. I've been cheating on my LMMs, jumping between ChatGPT, Claude, and even Grok. In my defense, none of the
Gotta love the just sneak it in there ad. But everybody's got to make their dime. Oh, hi, Cadestephanus? Cadestephantis? Donatus? Cade. Thanks for the follow. Oh, 51 minutes ago.
them are grounded in what matters most, my knowledge, my trusted sources. That's where Recall 2.0 comes in, and it's a massive upgrade. AI grounded in my knowledge. I can ask questions no other AI can answer, condense my research on a specific topic, compare it to my notes, or find the exact moment it was mentioned. You can talk to your knowledge or invite the internet in. You can pick your favorite model, switch mid-conservation. I can stop cheating. You can save research papers, videos, and articles. The browser extension saves, summarizes, and all.
This might be a useful AI program. I'd need to compile a lot more to make it useful, but maybe sometime down the line. Grok is my current leading favorite, mostly because it looks like it's not going to be the one that dies first.
Organized in one click, and they have a mobile app too. I can even take my own notes. Then my personal AI learns from my knowledge, and I can even learn from Recall. You can now make a quiz from your content and create a public challenge. I've done this for this video to see if you've been listening. Let's see who tops the leaderboard, link below. Recall is a simple way to get personalized answers that matter to you, rather than generic AI content everyone else gets. Try it free at recall.it and use my code Sabine25 for 25% off. And now, back to the science news. Dark matter was first discovered in galaxy clusters in the early 1930s, so the new study is a neat return to the beginnings of this story. Galaxy clusters are the largest gravitationally bound structures in the universe. A typical cluster can contain hundreds or even thousands of galaxies, all orbiting within a huge cloud of hot gas. The average velocity of the galaxies in the cluster depends on the total mass of the cluster. This is basically because more galaxies lumped together means that the total gravitational pull is larger, and that means the galaxies can speed up more. Observations show that galaxies and clusters just move much faster than they should if we add up all the matter. This is one of the key reasons why astrophysicists introduced dark matter, an invisible substance that outweighs normal matter by about a factor of 5 on average.
Yeah, okay, so 5 times the amount of matter is supposed to be dark matter. But we found nothing. Like, we've been smashing particles in the Large Hadron Collider for, what is it now? 15, 16 years? And I think they've found the Higgs boson, but nothing on dark matter.
Galaxy clusters play a special role in this story because the observations we have of them are particularly difficult to explain by alternative ideas. The most prominent alternative is called modified Newtonian dynamics, MOND for short. Instead of adding dark matter, MOND modifies the law of gravity when accelerations become extremely small, which happens in galaxies and also in galaxy clusters. And MOND works surprisingly well for many galaxies. This is its great appeal. But when it comes to galaxy clusters, MOND doesn't properly work. It just gives the wrong predictions. They aren't hugely off, but by about a factor of 2. Either one has to adjust the way that gravity is modified, or one has to add dark matter on top of it.
And the other thing is we're looking at these things at such a long time scale and long optics. How accurate are our measurements actually? Like, how much of an effect would time dilation be? How much of an effect would gravitational lensing from other objects have on the thing? I don't know, though. I'm not an astrophysics. I don't even play one on TV.
or so we thought. The authors of the new paper analyzed observational data from 46 galaxy clusters, including gravitational lensing measurements, X-ray data, and optical data. Then they calculated how many stars of different masses should form in those galaxy clusters. The most
Okay, so not knowing who I'm going to pick up for the audience, gravitational lensing is where you can, like, light will bend around gravity. You can get it on Earth, but it's very slight. There is a theoretical telescope that we could do where you you position your telescope on a very particular orbit around the sun. You can get enough gravitational lensing to amplify a lot of light coming in, and you could get a good look at stuff that's very far away, on par with, if to my understanding, something like what we're getting out of the James Webb. But again, I wouldn't quote myself on that.
massive stars do not live very long. They quickly explode as supernovae and leave behind neutron stars or black holes. These remnants are difficult to detect, but they still carry mass. So what the authors do is basically calculate how many of these dark remnants should exist in galaxy clusters, and from this they conclude that clusters must contain almost twice as much mass in stars and stellar remnants as earlier estimates suggested. In other words, there is a lot of invisible matter in clusters, but it's not exotic dark matter. It's ordinary matter in a very unglamorous form.
Yeah. So this has been my theory for a long time, is there's no such thing as this exotic dark matter. It's just regular stuff that's maybe so cold, or, okay, not cold, but it's the same temperature as the rest of the background. Because a lot of what we're seeing is not collected with visible light. It's collected with stuff like infrared, X-ray, gamma ray, UV maybe to an extent, but I don't think that is high energy enough for the long range stuff. Or it's more readily absorbed by some of the long range stuff. Heat, on the other hand, we can detect that fairly easily. But if something is the same temperature as the background, you're not going to see it, especially if it's not occluding another star or light source or radio source or whatever. It's just background temperature and radio transparent. So it very well could be that there's just more hydrogen in the universe that we haven't truly accounted for.
Dead stars. And the relevant thing is now that with the revised mass estimates, the MOND predictions are much better compatible with observations. This is because in MOND, the amount of missing matter is much smaller. You don't need 5 times the amount of mass to explain galaxy cluster dynamics. In MOND, you just need about twice as much. And that's what they found. They say we've underestimated the normal matter in galaxy clusters. It's not a perfect fit, but it dramatically alleviates the tension between MOND and cluster dynamics. In contrast, the authors argue that the standard dark matter interpretation does not fit as neatly once the stellar population corrections are included. As they sum it up in the press release, the newly determined masses are in good agreement with the prediction objections of Milgrom's theory of gravity MOND. Newton's theory with dark matter, on the other hand, does not provide correct results, as the amount of dark matter required for this is only about half as much as previously assumed. So does MOND suddenly...
So really, it's looking like old Isaac Newton there was a little high on his horse when he made this dark matter theory. Or the people who followed him were just simping so hard for him that you can't have anything other than dark matter, which unfortunately is a big part of academia. They have their dogmas, and dogmas are rarely good.
work after all? What are we to make of this? For one thing, it must be said that these calculations are based on theoretical assumptions about star formation. These are indirectly based on observations, of course, but not directly, so I expect that some astrophysicists will disagree. There's also the question of whether this explanation will work for all clusters or only for the ones studied in this analysis. And MOND has some other issues with gravitational lensing, wide binaries, or the supposed galaxies that don't contain dark matter, though the relevance of these observations depends strongly on whom you ask. Generally, if my time in astrophysics has taught me one thing, it's that it's much more difficult to properly interpret and analyze data in astrophysics than it is in particle physics. This is why the field seems to progress so slowly.
Yeah, a data aggregation problem. Because the amount of data that astrophysics is gathering is just, well, astronomical. Forgive the pun. Like, when was that? 3 or 4 years ago when they got that picture of the this black hole, they had to get the data from multiple telescopes and agglomerate it, and they were running, it was a several huge hard drives. I think it was somewhere around 80 terabytes or something, considering, yeah, it was 10 terabyte hard drives stacked together. That's just a ridiculous amount of data for one object. Granted, it's a faraway object, but still, one object. When you're trying to take into account the universe, the visible universe, because I think there's portions we can't see because there's light or dust or whatever that occludes it. But that's a lot of frickin' data, and you gotta crunch it somehow. So far, I think, well, this is the big thing that with what Musk is talking about with his we need more compute. It's not so that we can make more AI cat videos. It's so that we can crunch the numbers on astronomical data sets.
It's really got a data aggregation problem. On the bullshit meter, I give this a 7 out of 10. Calculating the expected number of stellar remnants and checking it against observations is certainly a valid idea, but the claim that this resolves the cluster problem for MOND seems optimistic at this stage. If nothing else, this paper is a reminder that before inventing a whole new substance to explain our observations, it's worth checking whether we counted the corpses correctly. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, let's see if there's something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll think one more of her videos. Then we can go back and see where the factory is at.
Periodic table is steadily expanding because physicists produce heavier and heavier atomic nuclei. The heavy nuclei tend to be very short-lived, but a very intriguing, long-standing prediction has it that when the nuclei get heavy enough, they'll actually become more stable again. The big question has just been exactly how heavy the nuclei have to be for this. Physicists are now getting close to the stable so-called magic nuclei, and in a paper that just appeared a few weeks ago, a group says they finally figured out just why some nuclei are more stable than others.
So this is another thing that we've been looking at for a long time. It's only really gotten taken off since we started doing nuclear reactors, particle accelerators. A lot of it is particle accelerators now. But yeah, a whole new branch of chemistry opened up with the nuclear age. And most of it is vaporware.
Nuclear physics is fascinating, even more so because it isn't just something you can explore with giant expensive equipment. You can do it with this neat gadget that's a radiation detector and spectrometer from Radiacode, who've been sponsoring this episode of our Science News. This is my brother inspecting some stuff he is lying around in his basement. These are old incandescent mantles for gas lamps which contain a decent amount of thorium. The Radiacode is great because it measures radiation up to 40 times faster than traditional Geiger counters. And it doesn't just detect the radiation, it also lets you identify the isotopes. It comes with an app that you can install on your phone, and that way you can track all kinds of data with location tagging.
It'd be fun to get one of these and just run around and see what's radioactive. Way too many people are afraid of that sort of stuff. But when it's the big old bogeyman since the 1970s, kind of hard to kick that monster out from under the bed.
Radiacode is a high-quality gadget that I'm happy to recommend. It's just exactly the right thing for nerds who want to know what's going on around them, like you. And of course, I have a special offer. If you use my custom link, you get 5% off. And now, back to the science news. The so far heaviest element to be added to the periodic table is organesson, which has atomic number 118. Its only confirmed isotope, organesson 294, has a lifetime of about a microsecond, which doesn't seem long until you remember that most particles in the standard model decay in less than a nanosecond. Producing heavier nuclei is somewhat of a niche interest even in a niche field like nuclear physics. There are basically only 3 laboratories in the world working on that, one in Japan, one in Germany, and one in Russia. They produce these super heavy nuclei by...
So there was supposed to be another one in the US. I think it was called the TeV, Terra Electron Volt Collider, but it ran into some financial issues, probably financial bullshit issues. I think it got caught between presidential administrations. And depending on who it was at the time, it might not have been seen as either a viable project, or I think it came on or was being built as the Higgs collider was coming online. So that could have chilled enthusiasm for it because everyone was going to go to the bigger one.
Slamming already large nuclei into each other and basically hoping that they'll stick together.
So basically they take stuff like lead and accelerate it to a good fraction of the speed of light and fire it at another chunk of lead.
Neson was first discovered in 2005 in Russia and is named after the Russian physicist Yuri Oganessian. It was later confirmed by the other labs and officially added to the periodic table in 2015. But meanwhile, experiments have tentatively found evidence for nuclei with atomic number 119 and 120, though these have not yet been confirmed. This is exciting because there have been some predictions saying that somewhere around atomic number 120.
Kind of looks like a fish bones. But it's a graph.
Or so, the island of stability might begin. That is, the atomic nuclei might get longer lived again. Just how long has remained rather unclear. Estimates have ranged from seconds to minutes. The new paper now finally gives us a good theoretical grip on just why some nuclei are more stable than others. To understand what they did, you first need to know that atomic nuclei have energy levels just like electrons around a nucleus do. The more neutrons and protons you add to the nucleus, the more of these energy levels you fill up. It's called the nuclear shell model, and it's similar to the electron shell model for atoms. Now, at particular values, there are gaps in the energy spectrum. This is like electron shells are full at some point. And if there is such a gap, that basically means that it's difficult for such a nucleus to decay. The nuclei are then particularly stable. The question is just where these gaps in the energy spectrum are. We know that if a nucleus contains 2, 8, 20, 28, and so on protons or neutrons, it tends to be much more tightly bound and less easily disturbed. These values are called the magic numbers. These magic numbers don't just show up in the properties of nuclear isotopes, but also play a role for the question of which nuclei are produced in what amounts in supernovae. The issue is that theoretical physicists have struggled to explain just why these numbers are magic. The shell model has so far been what physicists call
Yeah. The great particle wizard.
a phenomenological model. This means you have some parameters which you adjust from experimental measurements. And this is fine for interpolation. The problem is that you can't trust the extrapolation. And this is exactly what you want to do. You want to know where the next magic numbers are, where the island of stability is, as nuclear physicists like to call it. This island of stability has moved many times over the past decade, a sure sign that the phenomenological models aren't up to the task. The authors of the new paper now put forward a really neat top-down calculation. They started with a model of protons and neutrons interacting in a way that's consistent with the symmetries of the strong nuclear force. But directly calculating nuclear structure from these strong nuclear forces is extremely complicated. So they simply
Yeah, another reason why we need more compute, more free compute. Well, okay, maybe not free so much as available.
the equations by paying special attention to how 3 of the nucleons interact and how their combined spin contributes to the energy spectrum, and that fits the observations remarkably well. Now, in the paper, they have not calculated just exactly where the island of stability with the next magic nuclei is, but this is kind of the next obvious thing I guess they'll be doing. I give this paper a 0 out of 10 on the bullshit meter. It's a really neat contribution to what I think is a somewhat underrated research area. Imagine that one day we can produce heavy nuclei that are actually stable. These
Not entirely sure what they could be used for. It could be that you can get them just stable enough, but they're maybe slightly radioactive, or they have a higher energy decay at a lower rate, where you can gather energy off them. From a materials perspective, maybe they've got some catalytic application. well, they just made enough antimatter that they could stick it into a truck and transport it across campus. And that's estimated to be like in the billions or trillions per gram or something at our current economy of energy. Suffice to say, we won't be making either this or antimatter with something as anemic as solar power. Not unless you want to build a solar power station down around Mercury.
Would allow us to create entirely new sorts of materials that just don't exist in nature. Most physicists would tell you that this isn't possible. I think if we don't understand the theory of nuclear structure, how do we know whether it's possible or not? In any case, if physicists ever find the island of stability,
Could be that I'm entirely wrong and they find some magical atom that could make steel into adamantium. Could be vibranium out there for all we know. Maybe it's just two stars got smashed together when they orbited a black hole and enough material got fired out to actually survive. And yeah, who knows? The universe is weird.
chemistry teachers are going to need a bigger wall. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll have to come back and do more YouTube stuff, I think. That was a nice little break. Time to see if everything is still standing. Oop, nope, not that one. Where do we stand? Oh yeah, that was a good break. We got enough to upgrade the belts. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay, good. That was within fall threshold. Full power coming on.
Milestone reached. Power production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
A little concerning that they're only worried about water. They're not. Yeah, never mind. Where are they sending these poor suckers that liquid water is not the standard liquid on the planet? I guess they could be throwing this at hell worlds like Venus, or maybe planets that are those sulfur springs in what's that place called? Yellowstone. The Meltadudes pools. Oh, I guess there's some there's sulfur pools in anywhere where there's a lot of volcanic activity. You can get pretty gnarly stuff going on. Okay. Oh, it's so nice to have a stockpile of these plates again. Okay, let's run up. Okay, let's actually drop down here and see where we're sitting for fuel. Not good. We are not sitting good for fuel. Much as I want to run ahead and get coal going, need to keep the home fires burning around here. Too far. I still need to get need more weapons. Yeah, so that thing's running because it got hurt. Those blue flowers there, they're actually a mob. They pop up and they spew poisonous spores that can nuke a colonist in a hurry. Ah, crap. have enough? Probably not. Get at least a stack of leaves out. Gotta love Infinistrint. Okay, there we go. Really hold back on the mycelia for a bit. Or speed run the, yeah, let's speed run the research. Because the research will give us some handy stuff. At least for this point in the game. Can get 100 mycelia. Yeah, that should keep us going for a bit. Huh. Grab some biomass. Get some biomass out of here. Don't quite have a backlog yet. Alright, that's what I should do around here. More speed. Well, it's not exactly blitzing along. I think we're gonna need at least like 50 or something. Probably 100. Mycelia. Eh. 100. Of course. In the head, I only need 25 of the mycelia. I might be able to mulch my way up to that. Oh, yeah. $200. Oh, yeah. I can just throw that extra biomass into the thing.
Research completed. Fabric recipe unlocked. New mycelia research available.
Do I have enough rotors? Oh, right. I forgot to turn these on. And give them their last little bit of there we go. Okay, so I needed 10 and 50. Well, I'm gonna get the 10. For sure. That's the biomass. I don't have the extras. I just have to go get more. Tell ya. Look at all this stuff that I haven't mulched yet. Wonder how much deuterium I've got going over there. Oh yeah, we got more than enough for making all the cloth we need. Handball it together. And then we just pop right in here. So I like an extra hand.
Tool belt expanded. The latest data indicates that the mycelia possess sentience. Don't worry, we have been given permission to harvest and repurpose their remains.
Right.
Parachute unlocked. Fix-It appreciates your willingness to descend rapidly to perform your duties, but damaging Fix-It property is a breach of contract and will have unpleasant consequences. Improve descent efficiency by combining the forces of gravity and drag with a parachute.
Okay, now we got a parachute. A handy little bit of kit. Okay. Basic steel protection. Oh, I do have frames. Concrete and rotors. Ah, yes. Always nice to have a big batch of concrete. Oh, what's the speed on this? 45 a minute? Oh yeah, this is way underperforming. Okay. Definitely need the next tier of miner, which that can keep you going for a while. Great. Great. I got enough rotors to make one more of the rotor assembly systems. I can do the full set. And I just gotta remember what goes where. Okay, screws go far side. Rods go to the inside. I don't know why that's going so slow. Oh, right. Let's see that last one. Okay, do I have enough? I do not. But I've got enough in my inventory, or general inventory. This back up. Should just get ticking along. Ah. Forgot about that. Do I not have the screws on a Mark II belt? sure that's a Mark II as well. Oh, that would explain things. There. Now, are you producing more? Screws are the bane of all existence in this. You can never produce them fast enough. It doesn't help that my miners aren't running fast enough. Right, security asset. Oh, I'm pretty sure I can knock this out in a hurry. Or not. Can I... Wait. Not much. Oh, 37.5 per minute. Come on. It looks like I need another constructor for... Oh, I don't need another one. I need faster production on my miners. But that will have to wait until another day. The clock just struck 12 on my end of the world, and that is my time to sign off. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Cade, for giving me a follow. I hope if you're still around, you enjoyed the stream. If you're not, hope you had a good night otherwise. Links to those videos will be up in the VOD. If that's how you post them, I'll post them in chat too. And hope to see everyone on Thursday at 8 p.m. PST. See you then. This is MachinistM signing off.